All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope the microphone sounds good. I did not actually check and see if the microphone sounded well. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a water block on this bad boy. We did show the water block last stream, I believe. But this is a new stream, so let's show the water block. And this will kind of give you guys an idea of what it's going to look like after it's said and done. All right, so that card, super long, and it's not much shorter, really, the water block. Holy Nikes, that's not as short as I was hoping. Oh well. We need all the goods, all the good stuff. We won't be using the thermal grizzly, thermal paste. We will be using the, what's it called? Kingpin thermal paste for it. So it cuts off a little bit of it. Still kind of long though, if you ask me. I was hoping for a little bit shorter. I think it'll still fit. If not, we'll have to figure it out whenever we go. Yeah, this is all I'm going to be using. This little guy right here. It's got some Phillips heads, some small Phillips heads. You want to make sure we have the right size on these because we don't want to strip them out. Jeez Louise, that one was just so loose I actually undid it whenever I put it in there. Maybe they're like, we know you're going to water block it, so we'll just make them loose. I literally have not even attached the screwdriver head to this yet. Let me pull up the EKWB instructions because I've never water blocked a 4090 and I'd hate to mess this up. Okay. $4090 vector FE, amp, 4080, 4090 amp Trinity, Trio. Here we go. So this one did get sent to the house. Well, you can't see it, but this is the one I'm on. Installation manual. Let me turn my crosshair off. All right, so yada, yada, yada. This is what you should have in the pack, yada, yada, yada. All right, so let's see, water block dimensions, preparing the graphics card. Okay, removing the stock cooler. Step 1, remove 12 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 screws here. But we're going to remove those. But we are going to put them in order of operations just in case something goes awry here. That one was there. Then I'll put the stock cooler back together and save it. Maybe even display it. Who knows? Those are those three. I'm not expecting this to take a super long time as far as disassembly. The biggest thing is going to take a lot of time is going to be the thermal pads. That's what I think is going to take the longest. And so if you orient this right, in theory, all the screws will go in there. They've all been the same size screws. Doesn't really matter so far, but you never know. It does have a silent and a gaming mode. I have changed it over to gaming. And that's just because it's going to be water blocked. I don't care about fan speed, right? So that's what we're looking at from there. Okay, come out of there. There he is. It's a different level of tough to do it live on the computer, to be honest. With mean, there's no way to edit out mistakes or anything like that. So appreciate the like, whoever dropped the like button. The last thing we're going to take out is going to be these 4 screws. That's the retention bracket for the actual GPU. Oh, no, we don't. Level of tough to do it. Don't go out of order, Trev Smitty. There's no way to edit out mistakes or anything like that. So appreciate the like. Wait, hold on. Am I looking at the right one? The last thing we're going to take out is going to be these 4 screws. That's the retention bracket for the actual GPU. Oh, I'm going to make sure I'm on the right. Don't go out of order, Trev Smitty. Oh, this is with the active backplate. Okay, so we don't need the active backplate one. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the right one. Tough. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right. Oh, this is with the active backplate. Okay, so we don't need the active backplate. Here we are. Here we are. All right. Well, that came off pretty smooth. That's the back plate for it. All right, so we remove the back plate. Yeah, so then we move these. Well, that came off pretty smooth. We're gonna void it. Wideslot, what's up? How are you? Thanks for coming by. We have to be very careful with this, not have another motherboard incident like we did before. So in theory, this should just. Wideslot, what's up? How are you? Thanks for coming by. No, wait, we still got screws over here. All right. No, it does tell you those. Okay. We have to be very careful with this, not have another motherboard incident like we did before. Let's see, these screws are different, but we'll reuse those more than likely. So in theory, this should just. Oh wait, we still got screws over here. All right. Oh, wait, I'm sure we have to take these off. Let's see, these screws are different. We'll reuse those more than likely. It's the front of the. We have to take these off. The only bad thing about this little screwdriver set is it is not magnetic tipped. Okay. All right, so we've got liftoff. We just got to disconnect the connections now. The only bad thing about this little screwdriver set is it is not magnetic tip. Is that it? Just 2? No, we got some more over here. Okay. All right, so we've got liftoff. We just got to disconnect. I really know exactly how I'm supposed to get at these guys. Is that it? Just 2? No, we got some more over here. Right back. Let me get my little little pliers. Really know exactly how I'm supposed to get at these guys. Okay, right back. Let me get my little. That's it. It's a 4090 in a nutshell right there. Of course, we'll need alcohol to clean that off. It doesn't look like great thermal paste application, honestly. We'll throw this babe back together. That's it. It's a 4090 in a nutshell right there. Of course, we'll need alcohol to clean that off. It doesn't look like great thermal paste application, honestly. We'll throw this babe back together. Yeah. Here's the swearing. That's what I came from. Well, so honestly, they're taking it apart's the easy part. Cutting all the things and stuff like that is kind of the frustrating part. So stick around. I'm sure there will be swearing. Unfortunately. Here's the swearing. That's what I came from. Well, so honestly, they're taking it apart's the easy part. Cutting all the things and stuff like that is kind of the frustrating part. So stick around. I'm sure there will be swearing. Unfortunately. Just stick around. Quiet. I'm quiet? Is my microphone quiet or am I just being quiet? Okay, oh wait. Yeah. Yeah, they probably will. Because just getting the thermal pads like stripped and the plastic off of them is frustrating enough. Just stick around. Quiet. I'm quiet? Is my microphone quiet or am I just being quiet? Okay, oh wait. Yeah. Yeah, they probably will. Because just getting the thermal pads like stripped and the plastic off of them is frustrating enough. Because if I have any issues out of it, I've got to warranty it. And I've got to send it in to MSI. I've got to replace the old cooler with the water block with the old cooler interface to send it in. That's why I try to keep up with all these screws and stuff. Now, I think I'm going to be reusing these screws for the front plate. So that's why I didn't tinker with those a whole bunch. Because if I have any issues out of it, I've got to warranty it. And I've got to send it in to MSI. Your mic is fine when it is being utilized. I'm sorry. This requires a great amount of focus. Okay, I've got right at $1,800 tied up in this one part on top of a $300 water block, so $2,100 tied up in this part. I really hate to mess it up because then I will be swearing big time. I mean, big bad words, big bad words, big bad words. It's fine when it is being utilized. I'm sorry. This requires a great amount of focus. Okay, I've got right at $1,800 tied up in this one. But the good news is this went together pretty smooth. $2,100 almost like it come off. I really hate to mess it up because then I will be swearing big time. That's the good news. I mean, big bad words. I probably should have cleaned off that thermal paste down in there, but I didn't. Big bad words. Do not remove the standoffs from the screws. That's one of the warnings on EKWB site. Noted. Okay. But the good news is this went together pretty smooth. Oh boy. So that tells me to prepare the mother block. The mother block. Prepare the water block. Oh. Oh, that's not screwed down anymore because it attaches to the base plate, the normal plate there. Do not remove the standoffs from the screw. But yeah, that's it. That's it with there's no GPU inside. Looks pretty cool. Throw that on the shelf. Ugh. Oh boy. That tells me to prepare the mother block. The mother block. Prepare the water block. Oh, that's not screwed down anymore because it attaches to the base. Not that you guys can see it, but I get a good look at it and can tell it's there. All right. So preparing the GPU water block. Okay. So it tells me to remove. It says there's a cardboard plate in here. I didn't see one. There might be. Not that you guys can see it, but oh, I see it there. It's in there. Do not remove the standoffs. So preparing the GPU. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. Of lining up where the screws came out. The finish on the back of this, I do have a little reserve about the finish on the back of this one. I think these have standoffs on the back of them, and that's why they're like, don't remove the standoffs. Do not remove the standoffs. This one does not. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Of lining up where the screws came out. The finish on the back of this, I do have a little reserve about the finish on the back of this one. When is Mardi Gras? Fat Tuesdays when it officially kicks off. This one does not. I'm going to do this on the bottom side over here. Bottom side. You guys got to help me remember left side's bottom side. Okay. Oh my gosh. Rubber stuff. Rubber stoppers. And one just fell. That's not ideal. Okay. Do they all have rubber stoppers? Or are they all supposed to have rubber stoppers? Okay, the answer is yes. They were. Oh my gosh. Rubber stuff. Rubber stoppers. And one just fell. That's not ideal. Okay. That one doesn't. Do they all have rubber stoppers? Or are they all supposed to have rubber stoppers? Okay, the answer is yes. They were. We got two screws there, one rubber stopper here. Oh boy. Using your DJ rep words you learned? Heck yeah. Okay, so. We got two screws there, one rubber stopper here. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. DJ Rhett, where'd you learn? 5. Okay, so now we got to figure out where this. That guy. And there's one more from the bottom side that I'm not seeing as well. 1, 2. Well, yeah, that makes me mad. 3, 4. Now we got to figure out where this. Good news and bad news. Good news is, I think it'll work with just those installed. Bad news is, I really want to put them all in. Turn my light on. Okay. That was a lucky find there. Lucky find there, Trav Smitty. Good news is. Oh, see, look, one of those other stoppers come off. Just those installed. Bad news is, I really want to put them all in. Turn my light on. How are we missing a screw, bro? Bruh. Did it just fall off? Oh, it did, okay. That was a lucky find there. Lucky find there, Trav Smitty. Isn't what the kids say, NGL, not gonna lie? NGL is a pain in the ass. Swear words incoming for you. Okay. All right, so those are all on. Push them all the way down. Isn't what the kids say, NGL, not gonna lie? NGL is a pain in the ass. Okay, remove cardboard. No! All right. So that is officially water box prepared, I think. Yep. Those are all on. Comes with thermal pads that have to be cut. Great. Now, EK, that's one thing I think EK could do better. Because I know it's possible. I know it's going to cost more to do that. But I know it's possible to cut the fucking pads for the people. Cut it for the people, man. So that is officially water box prepared, I think. Because this shit is absolutely ridiculous. All right, there's thick boys there. Because there's different sizes here. Pads that have to be cut. All right. Great. Now, EK, these are the thick boys. There's 3 of those. I know it's going to cost more. Are you as thick as these guys? I know it's possible to cut the. Can't really tell. My eyes aren't calibrated in millimeters, and so these are all done in millimeter. Because this shit is absolutely ridiculous. All right, there's thick boys there. Because there's different sizes here. I think these are all thin, so there should be 3 sizes though. All right, so there should be 1 millimeters, 1.5 millimeters, and 2 millimeters. And it doesn't tell you. So the 2 millimeter one's going to be wider than the rest. My eyes aren't calibrated in millimeters. So these are all done in millimeter. No, nothing's wider than the rest. Now I can clearly see that these guys are thick boys. All right, I think this is a 1.5. This is a 1.5. And this one's a 1.5. But it's like he doesn't have his own thing. Oh yeah, he does. Okay. And 2s, 1.5s. All right. So the 1s go all over the place. Nothing's wider than the rest. Now I can clearly see that these guys are thick boys. All right, I think this is a 1.5. This is a 1.5. And this one's a 1.5. I'm gonna go get some scissors. I'll be right back. He doesn't have his own thing. Oh yeah, he does. Boom. Okay. And 2s, 1.5s. All right. So the 1s go all over the place. I'm gonna go get some scissors. I'll be right back. Boom. I got some scissors coming. I just had to commandeer some for my son. I got some scissors coming. I just had to commandeer some for my son. All right, we're back. We got some scissors. All right, so those are thick boys. Those are thin boys. Those are thick boys. Those are super thick boys. Okay. All right, we're back. We got some. So if you push down on it, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see the crease of where I need to cut at now. Those are thin boys. Those are thick boys. Those are super thick boys. Okay. And yes, safety scissors work. I was a little. So if you push down on it, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see the crease of where I need to cut at now. And yes, safety scissors work. I was a little. I don't remember if this is. Yeah, that's the sticky side. One down, 1,000 to go. All right, so we have to do this. Shows from the top all the way down, but I don't remember if this is. Yeah, that's the sticky. We'll do it that way, but just don't think it's. Oh, it's showing those going all the way down too. I think because this is a smaller card as far as the 4090s go. And it doesn't need that up there. There's nothing actually soldered to it. So we just cut the same piece off like that. We'll do it that way, but sticky side down. Oh, it's showing those going all the way down too. I think because this is a smaller card as far as the 4090s go. And it doesn't need that up there. There's nothing actually soldered to it. So we just cut the same piece off like that. Now we do these, this guy, that little guy up there. We can do him real quick. Okay. Now we do these, this guy, that little guy up there. Do him real quick. Okay, where we're at. Another small boy down here. So there's that. This guy. Okay, where we're at. Another small boy down here. So this guy. All right, we can work on some of these on the top side. All I'm doing is kind of working around, pushing it down, and that gives me the outline of where I need to cut. All right, we can work on some of these on the top side. So in theory, all I'm doing is kind of working around, pushing it down, and that gives me the outline of where I need to cut. FYI, doing pretty good on not chewing those nails. Thank you, appreciate it. I used to bite them really bad all the time. Used to bite them really bad all the time. All right, so that's the CR15. So this guy needs one as well. It's so many tiny ones, man. And the bad thing about it is, like, to get this piece off is kind of what's going to be frustrating. It's that small. Good on not chewing those nails. Thank you, appreciate it. I used to bite them really bad all the time. Used to bite them really bad all the time. All right, so that's the CR15. So this guy needs one as well. It's so many tiny ones, man. And the bad thing about it is, like, to get this piece off, kind of what's going to be frustrating. It's that small. Yeah, we'll have to. That's when the curse words are coming out. That's when those will come out. Guarantee. Words of Justin Wilson, aka the Louisiana legend. Oh, wait, this. Yeah, we'll have to. That's when the curse words are coming out. That's when those will come out. Guarantee. Words of Justin Wilson, aka the Louisiana legend. I'm going to cut that one off all the way. Now, the one thing I will say is EK does good about including plenty of thermal pads. We should have some extras whenever we're setting down here. Like, I just rested my hand on the GPU die, and that thermal grease is so dry it didn't even come up. That's not always a good thing. EK does good about, including plenty. Yeah, so we've got those done. We need to do one more up top, one more set of these guys. We should have some extras whenever we're setting down here. Like, I just rested my hand on the GPU die, and that thermal grease is so dry it didn't even come up. That's not always things I do for a computer. Yeah, so we've got those done. We need to do. You know what I mean? One more up top, silly. More set of these guys. This is just so we're aware. This is completely unnecessary to do this. There's a minimal gain from doing this. I just like water cooling. If any gain, by the way, not just minimal, but if any gain for a computer. You know what I mean? Silly. This is just so we're aware. This is completely unnecessary to do this. There's a minimal gain from doing this. I just like water cooling. If any gain, by the way, not just minimal, but if any gain. Yeah, scissors are kind of small. That's okay. This is actually going a lot smoother than anticipated. Now, your first time doing this, it probably won't go this smooth. I'll be 100% honest with you. Be prepared for it not to go this smooth. All right, the power delivery system on this one's a little different than the Supreme. There's normally capacitor, yeah, capacitors here. Normally these guys are all over here and here, but this isn't the most powerful version of the 4090, which is fine. I'm glad I got one for A, MSRP, and B, I got a 4090. So it's a win-win. All right, so we're just gonna soft side down. There's normally capacitors here. Normally these guys are all over here and here, but this isn't the most powerful version of the 4090, which is fine. I'm glad I got one for A, MSRP, and B, I got a 4090. So it's a win-win. All right, so we're just gonna soft side down. Gosh, damn scissors are stuck. There we go. Scissors are stuck. There we go. And the reason I bought the dumb down was, not gonna lie, kind of disappointed. It's going a lot smoother than anticipated. Let's be real. Let's move that one over. It's kind of off the mark there. I'm sorry to disappoint. We haven't like I said, we haven't got all the way in it yet. But I'm sorry to let you down. And the reason I mean, I'm not sorry that I'm not having a hell of a time with it, to be honest. It's going a lot smoother. I'm sorry that, let's be real. You got let down. But I say stick around, because it probably will get pretty nasty when I try to take. So the problem is when I take this light blue coat off. I'm sorry to disappoint. That's whenever I have the issues. We haven't got all the way in it yet. You can trim this down just a hair. It's a little too. I mean, I'm not sorry that I'm not. A little too wide. Hell of a time with it, to be honest. I'm sorry that you got let down. But I say stick around, because it probably will get pretty nasty when I try to take. So the problem is when I take this light blue coat off. That's whenever I have the issues. You can trim this down just a hair. It's a little too. I have a lot of people that I talk to. They're like, I don't think I could ever water cool, man. There's too much to it. It's like, dude, it's not as difficult as what you think. A. B. It just looks cool. That's the only reason I do it. There's very little gain from water cooling these parts, in all honesty. I mean, the graphics cards don't run extremely hot. There's nothing that runs crazy on these. It's not as difficult as what you think. So the return on it is extremely small. But I should be able to fit this in my case now, hopefully. I was expecting it to be about as long as a 3090 block, but it's not. It's quite a bit longer. And the graphics cards don't run extremely hot. There's nothing. It's quite a bit longer than the 3090. I wish I had it out of the computer. I do have to. Once we get done building this computer, we're going to disassemble that. We're not going to disassemble. We're going to clean it out. Missed the spot. I am, dude. It's all about a build process and enjoyment of it. Yeah, dude. I really enjoy it, like I said, but it does get frustrating doing these like small pieces. It does get frustrating. And then if you miss one, the results are not great. Not great on the results. Oh, I think we got all the small ones. Let's see. One, two, work left to right here, just to make sure we got it all. Missed the spot. I am, dude. It's all about a build process and enjoyment of it. Yeah, dude. I really enjoy it, like I said, but it does get frustrating doing these like small. Yeah, that's it for that one. So, like I said, now comes the hard part, which sounds silly, but getting these. Not great on the results. Oh, I think we got all the. Oh. I might have a cheat code on today or something. I don't know, but getting those off normally is a pretty hard time for me. Like I said, now comes the hard part, which sounds silly, but that's 2. Man. Oh. It's yeah, I can see why you're disappointed now. I might have a cheat code on today or something. I don't know, but getting those off normally is a pretty hard time for me. But yeah, if you're not confident doing this stuff, I'd recommend not doing it. But I mean, everybody starts somewhere, right? I wasn't confident on my first one. And whenever you take something apart like this, you're not confident. Like, this is, I mean, like I was saying earlier, price-wise, I mean, this is a lot of money sitting in front of me, you know? It's kind of intimidating to know that like whenever I messed up the motherboard, I mean, just so you guys know, I bent pins on my motherboard when I was streaming once, and I was like, oh, there goes the motherboard, yada, 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 joking around. It really did. And that was $130 to get fixed, to have the pins repaired. You're not confident. Like, this is, I mean, like I was saying earlier, price-wise, I mean, this is a lot of money sitting in front of me, you know? It's kind of intimidating to know that like whenever I messed up the motherboard, I mean, just so you guys know. So it does get you can make mistakes, and you know, everybody makes them. It's just, you know, learning from it and not doing it again. Like, I was dead set that I was not going to put on that the thing that, well, I say the thing that caused me. I did it improperly. That's what caused it. And so I was like, I'm not putting that on there because then I'll mess it up, yada, yada, yada. Well, I get the motherboard back was the first thing I do. I throw the anti-bin bracket on there. And, you know, these are the ones that are going to be a pain in the ass. So we'll save those for last. Let's build more confidence here. Not doing it again. Like, I was dead set that I was not going to put on that the thing that, well, I say the thing that caused me. I did it improperly. That's what caused it. And so I was like, I'm not putting that on there because then I'll mess it up, yada, yada, yada. Well, I get the motherboard back was the first thing I do. I throw the anti-bin bracket on there. These are the ones that are going to be a pain in the ass. Now, the front took nothing but 1.5s, so that's good. So I know all the sizing here is right. Now, the front took nothing but 1.5s, so that's good. So I know all the sizing here is right. Now we're going to have to redo that one. So I'm saying trying something different on this one. That might work better if I keep the backing on, the hard backing on the small ones. That might be the better option. Because the hard backing is easy to get off, right? You just bend it, it pops. And that one goes here. So we actually had that one in the wrong spot. We had it on this guy when it should have went here. So that was good that we had to pull him off. That might work better if I keep the backing on, the hard backing on the small ones. That might be the better option. Because the hard backing is easy to get off, right? You just bend it, it pops. And that one goes here. So we actually had that one in the wrong spot. We had it on this guy when it should have went. Okay, so the only thing we have left, we got to clean this die off. We got to get these others off somehow. We might have to redo them because I'm cutting. Like, what happens is I cut the pad too much. So we need 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I'm not being like exact, right? Okay, so the only thing we have left, we got to clean. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to cover it. Others off somehow. We might have to redo them because I'm cutting. Like, what happens is I cut the pad too much. And then my 3. So we go 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I'm not being like exact, right? Exact enough coming in clutch tonight. doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to cover it. How you been, Blaze? And then if you're still here. Exacto knife coming in clutch tonight. How you been, Blaze? If you're still here. I'm gonna go ahead and take those off and just replace them. Yeah, that's the trick on the small, tiny ones. It's gonna be keeping the plastic backing on first, and then going with it. Wait a second, is that the right spot? Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and take those off and just replace them. I mean, I'm sure I've got to do some more on the back, but I've got 3 full sets of thermal pads plus that one left. Keeping the plastic backing on first. Look at T. Going with Bam, baby. Okay, and then we need to grab some cotton balls and the alcohol that's used for rubbing. I mean, I'm sure I've got to do some more on the back. We need to clean the GPU die off so we can apply some thermal paste. Let me see if I can scrape this one off without. Bam, baby. Okay, and then we need to. And they come off easy. Grab some cotton balls. Okay. And the alcohol that's used for rubbing. And generally, I do wipe off these MOSFETs and stuff where I put the thermal pads down, but they all come off pretty clean. So, man, dude, that's on there, bro. Okay. And generally, I do wipe off these MOSFETs and stuff where I put the thermal pads down, but they all come off pretty clean. So, man, dude, that's on there, bro. Yeah, see, there's still some stuck on there. It's nuts how dried it was on there. Yes, there's still some stuck on there. It's nuts how dried it was on there. I mean, even with the alcohol, it's like chipping off. You know what I mean? But I think we about got it there. Okay. You can get some of the KPX. Even with the alcohol, it's like chipping off. You know what I mean? This stuff is blue. About got it there. Okay. You can get some of the KPX. We're just gonna spread it on. Oh gosh. This stuff is blue. We're just gonna spread it on. Oh gosh. Just kind of clean up the edges a little bit. Did spill a little bit over on the side, which is okay. There's nothing on here that's gonna hurt. Just doesn't look as good. Okay. So that's KPX applied. Okay. And then it shows me taking the water block and putting it on top. On here that's gonna hurt. But I don't think that's I don't think that's the best way, Billy. So that's KPX applied. Okay. And then it shows me taking the water block and putting it on top. I don't think that's thick. I don't think that's the best way, Billy. Okay. So there's that. We're officially on the water block. And then it says 2.5. So I've got to get these out of here with plastic water. I need 8 of those. And some plastic washers. Come on out. Okay. There's that. We're officially on the. Another thing EK could really clean up is they sent out like a generic kit, and so you'll have extra parts, and you're like, oh, where does it go? If you follow the instructions, it will be fine. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So over here, plastic washer. Another thing EK could really clean up is they sent out like a generic kit, and so you'll have. And see, like, parts and you're like, oh, where does it go? I don't know how to measure a screw. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Here, 5. 6. I don't know how to measure a screw, you know. 7. Okay, so they gave us 9 total though. So I don't know, but we know where these 7 are supposed to go, or these 8. Is it 7 or 8? 8 of those, 8 washers. 5. Okay. 8 of those, 7 washers. Okay, so they gave us 9 total though. I don't know, but we know where these 7 are supposed to go. 7 or 8. 8 of those, 8 washers. Okay. 8 of those, 7 washers. Surely not. The GPU screws with these? Let me loosen these guys up a little bit. Because I want to do the GPU screw first. If these are the GPU screws the way they're showing me. Surely not. The GPU screws with these? want to do the GPU screw first. If these are the GPU screws the way they're showing me. Okay. So we got those on. We need to do, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 2 more of these guys. 1 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6. So I need 1 more of these with a washer. Okay. We got those on. Top right. Just here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Need 2 more of these guys. 1 up. All right, so let's work on the. So we'll work on the screws. We'll move it up so you guys can see a little better. So we're working on the screws. We're going to work on the GPU screws first. We'll tighten those down. Make sure we have a good, solid contact on the GPU, and then we'll work our way on the outside. So we're just going to go diagonally, just a little bit at a time. Just here. All right, so let's work on the. So we'll work on the screws. We'll move it up so you guys can see a little better. So we're working on the screws. We're going to work on the. And that just allows it to be evenly attached. And then we'll work our way on the outside. And you don't have to crank down on these super hard. You just want to make sure you make good contact with the GPU. Okay, and then we'll work on the outside. Same pattern, just end to end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. That's it on that. All right, so now we need the I/O bracket, which is this guy. Okay, and then we'll work on the outside. Same pattern, just end to end. Okay. I don't know if we're going to reuse our screws or not, but we're going to listen with this. We're going to read what this says. 1, 2. So I/O bracket. That's it on that. All right, so now we need the I/O bracket, which is this guy. Okay. I don't know if we're going to read. We're going to hang it off the desk a little bit this way this time. We're going to read what this says. So on this end, I/O bracket, we need a screw. No plastic washer though. 1 screw, 1 nut. That's one of those standoffs. Is that the nut? That's the nut. Off the desk a little bit this way this time. So on this end, we need a screw. No plastic washer though. 1 screw, 1 nut. Okay. Seems like they're missing a screw on the back plate though. Oh no, okay. We're gonna have to go this side. Let me scoot this up just a little bit. Okay. Seems like they're missing a screw on the back plate though. Oh no, okay. There we go. All right, so it says do not use excessive force, yada, yada, yada. But we've got to lay some pads out, a lot of pads on this side, which kind of sucks. Let me see, let me get this box. And I wish they would have included a 1 slot I/O bracket for this card. All right, so it says do not use excessive, because that's going to look really weird in the case like that, right? Oh gosh. Which kind of sucks. I don't like how those pads are way out there like that. I guess that's how it's going to look. But they would have included a one slot I/O. I'm a huge fan of how those pads are out because that's going to look really weird. Maybe we can. Well, I don't want to redo the thermal paste, so that'll be how it lives. But okay. So now we're looking at this. I guess that's how it's going to look. And I'm a huge fan of how those pads are out. Oh, so you attach the pads to the actual back plate on this one. Well, I don't want to redo the thermal paste. It looks like. That'll be how it lives. But okay, so this is technically done then. So now we're looking at this. Oh, I don't want to set it up like that. Oh, so you attach the pads to the back plate. Oh, God, that's going to bend. Okay. Okay, so this is technically done then. Oh, I don't want to set it up like that. Again, one of those standoffs, as they call them, aka little retaining rings, has come off. Okay. Okay, we got it back on. All right, so this is the most confusing shit I've ever seen in my life. Again, one of those standoffs, as they call them, aka little. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. I mean, I made it bigger. Okay, we got it back on. All right, so this is the most. And look at this. Shit I've ever seen in my life. So this is pad sizes. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. And this is the back plate. I made it bigger. Oh, I guess it's kind of got it laid out, huh? So it's. But it looks like it's riding on top of that. Okay, look at this. F1 goes down here, but not all the way. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm Confucian. Oh, I guess it's kind of got it laid out, huh? So I am Confucian. It looks like it's riding on top. Well, gotta figure it out. So the G2 are the big boys. So let's go ahead and get those guys putting them down where they need to go. Not all the way. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm Confucian. I am Confucian. Oh, that's wrong side. Gotta figure it out. So the G2 are the big boys. So let's go ahead and get those guys putting them down where they need to go. Oh, that's wrong side. There you go, side to side now. And I would assume that it'd be better to cut a little extra on this one, because then we can just X-Acto knife around, but I'm going to try and get it exact. I would assume that it'd be better to cut a little extra on this one, because then we can just X-Acto knife around, but I'm going to try and get it exact. I fucked it up. Should have went bigger. Remember when I was like, hey, I'm going to go bigger on this one, but I can fucking do it. I'm fucking good. Yeah, this is where it dials in and gets frustrating. Fucked it up. Should have went bigger. Remember when I was like, hey, I'm going to go bigger on this one, but I can fucking do it. I'm fucking good. Yeah, this is where it dials in and gets frustrating. Okay. Here we go with that one. That's one out of the 5,000 that I have to do. G2 goes closest there. Okay. Here we go with that one. That's one out of the 5,000 that I have to do. G2 goes closest there. Red guy. Oh, that's G2. Okay. Oh no. No. Okay, hopefully we have enough for this. Just have to pivot a little bit. You can see I moved it because that's not the right pad for that area. Oh no. Thicky thick boys are there. The somewhat thick boys are here. We're going to move these up here. These are red. That one's wash. You can see I moved it. Oh yeah, we got plenty of that for the red, so we're fine. It's a wash. Thicky thick boys are there. All right, so these are the red ones. Here, we're gonna move these up here. These are red. That one's wash. And there's no way to tell. Oh yeah, we got plenty of that for the red, so we're fine. Wash. All right, so these are the red ones. There's no way to tell. So it's a good thing EVGA does provide. DM Slider, what's up? How you doing, man? It's a good thing they do provide good amounts of thermal pads. We're gonna use a straight edge on this one. It's a good thing EVGA does provide. DM Slider, what's up? How you doing, man? It's a good thing they do provide good amounts of thermal pads. We're gonna use a straight edge on this one. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hope you're doing well tonight. I really don't like the pad showing like that on that one, but that's okay. Let's see if it says anything about. I really don't like the pad showing like that on that one, but that's okay. All right, so it's saying that that's all for these guys. So thick boys. See, there's no reference point of where that goes or how far over it goes. Just at the end of the turn there. All right, so it's saying that that's all for these guys. So thick boys. There's no reference point of where that goes or how far over it goes. At the end of the turn there. Stops just past the screw hole on this side. So this is where it should stop, is right here. And it should go up into the turns done. This is where it should stop here. Okay. And it should go into the turns done. think I'm gonna repaste that and redo that. Saw, dude. What's up, man? Trying to get this water block on this 4090. The fucking pads are being a bitch. But that's okay. I think I'm gonna repaste that and redo that. Saw, dude. What's up, man? Trying to get this water block on this 4090. The fucking pads are being a bitch. But that's okay. I don't know if it'll pick up that little line or not. Will not. So if we started here. This looks scary, dude. Here's the water block on the GPU already. The one thing I don't like is it shows the pads on the outside, but that's, I mean, there's no way around it. I'm looking at it now. I mean, the pieces are right underneath it there. So, I don't know. EK really needs to rethink that, but this looks scary, dude. Here's the water block on the... Alright, so let's cut this bad boy. The one thing I don't like is it shows the pads on the outside, but that's, I mean, there's no way around it. I'm looking at it now. I mean, the pieces are right underneath it there. So, I don't know. EK really needs to rethink that, but... Alright, cut this bad boy. You are the one. So this is pretty basic. This is just the back plate of the graphics card. So this goes on the back of the graphics card. There's literally nothing. Well, shit, we're gonna probably lose a screw here, but it's just an aluminum back plate for the graphics card right now. And the goal is to match this screen. So this is with that. This is just the back plate of the graphics card. So this goes on the back of the graphics card. There's literally nothing. Well, shit. This one, no, it can't. So you have right to repair. It can't void the warranty as long as you keep your stock cooler, which I have right over on my shelf. Is to match for that specific reason. This screen with that. In case something does happen and the card has a fault or something. And I'll just send it back. This one, no, it can't. So I just put the stock cooler back on, and away it goes. The warranty, as long as you keep your stock cooler, which I have right over on my shelf, for that specific reason. None the wiser. In America, let me preface that with in America, because we have right to repair. So the actual warranty stickers voids warranty if yada 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 broken, can't apply. None the wiser. In America, let me preface that with in America, because we have yeah, it does. There's nothing like I said in America, actual warranty stickers because we have right to repair. We have right to repair. That's null and void. I'll slap the stock cooler back on, and away we go. Now, if I mess up and I do something faulty, then yeah, I could be held liable. But if it's just a defect in the product, because we're a right to repair, then that's not a voided issue, a warranty issue that's going to be voided. Does that make sense? Back on, and away we go. Now, if I mess up and I do something faulty, then yeah, I could be held liable. But if it's just a defect in the product, then that's not a voided issue. Basically, they can't void my warranty because I cut a sticker. Does that make sense? Right to repair. Laugh out loud. I'll tell Apple. Actually, that's the reason we have repair kits for Apple now. That's why the is iFixit or somebody like that. There's a reason, and that's because they went to court on it, and that's how we got repair kits for Apple. But Apple's smart. Apple's so smart. All right, this is a big boy. Still have to finish this one off over here with a little boy. It should be. Actually, that's the reason we have repair kits for Apple now. This guy. That's why the is iFixit or somebody like that. There's a reason, and that's because they went to court on it, and that's how we got repair kits for Apple. But Apple's smart. Apple's so smart. All right, this is a big boy. Have to finish this one off over here with a little boy. Should be. And that's why repair shops for Tesla are starting to pop up now too, because before you had to go to Tesla. Oh, bitch. Okay, good. Before you had to go to Tesla to get the stuff for Tesla done. That's not a big boy, is it? That's a medium boy. The hardest thing is keeping all these fucking things separate. And that's why weren't they gatekeeping components, making it even harder? Yeah. Before you had to go to Tesla. Yeah, that's true. Nothing saying they have to sell you the parts. They're saying you can't void your warranty if you repair it yourself. Now, if a repair goes faulty, then yeah, the warranty's voided. That's a medium boy. Clear as mud. The hardest thing is keeping all these. Oh, here, I'm sitting here just doing it. I'm showing you guys what I'm doing. Weren't they gatekeeping components, making it even harder? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Nothing saying they have to sell you the parts. They're saying you can't void your warranty if you repair it yourself. Now, if a repair goes faulty, then yeah, the warranty's voided. Clear as mud. But no, anytime you take apart, I mean, the graphics card was what, 18 or it was like $1,700 to my door. So anytime you take that apart, there's always a oh shit factor, right? Because if I knock an SMD off or something like that doing it, then that's on me. Like that's completely on me. So, but if I'm just doing water block, I can turn it to factory, send it back, and it should be fine. But no, anytime you take apart, I mean, the graphics card was what, 18 or it was like $1,700 to my door. Anytime you big boy gets down here, there's always a oh shit factor, right? Because if I knock an SMD off or something like that doing it, then that's on me. Like that's completely on me. So, but if I'm just doing water block, I can turn it to factory, send it back, and it should be fine. Big boy gets down here. But yeah, then nothing stops them from like shutting your phone down because it's not genuine Apple parts though, right? But yeah, then nothing stops them from like shutting your phone down because it's not genuine Apple parts though, right? Yeah, I put the cooler up here on the shelf. I basically put it back together. Threw it up on the shelf, man. Yeah, I put the cooler up here on the shelf. How you been, Peng? This is actually the last thing we need to start the water cooling, but the issue is I've got to go get a file set to file down part of the riser cable. Because it doesn't fit in the case the way I want it to. This is actually the last thing we need because the riser cable's in the way. And I just ordered another riser cable as well. Part of the riser cable for because it doesn't fit in the for the what you do card because the riser cable's in the way. I just ordered another riser cable. Oh shoot, what's it called? Capture card. I've been tired. Welcome to the adult life, man. That's the way it goes, isn't it? It's sad, dude. You work all the time, right? Like being an adult's really sad if you think about it, unless you're like a billionaire or something. You work your whole life to buy nice things or buy yourself things. And you don't really get to enjoy the things because you got to work all the time. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's how we live. That's how I live. I live my life. That's the way it goes, isn't it? It's sad, dude. You work all the time, right? Like being an adult's really sad if you think about it, unless you're like a super thick. It's here, so this is the only one I got left for the super thick. So you gotta make it work. One piece there, long piece there. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's how we live. That's how I live. I live my life. Scissors. Super thick. Here, so this is the only one I got left for the super thick. Gotta make it work. One piece there, long piece there. Scissors. And I'm gonna work my ass off and buy myself this really nice car to drive to work. You gotta love it, dude. You gotta love it. So I can keep paying for the car, so I can keep the car, so the government, or not the government, but so the man didn't come back and take the car. Oh, we should have done the other side on this one. And the only way I knew I should have done the other side on this one was because there's a sticky side and a non-sticky side. This really nice car to drive to work. But I think they should color code these pads, man, because I don't know. I guess the difference in 2 mil. That one stops just short, so it goes. And the only way I knew I should have done the other side on this one was because there's a sticky side and a non-sticky side. But I think they should do it this way this time. No. Pads, man, because I don't know. I guess the difference in 2 mil stops just short. Do it this way. That'll work. Oh man. See how much I've gotta come down. I gotta notch out this guy. Oh man. How much I've gotta come down. I gotta notch out this guy. I don't think that's right, but we'll see. Close enough for government work. Yeah, I fucked that one up. Orange. Thick boy. I don't think that's right, but we'll see. Close enough for government work. Yeah, I fucked that one up. Orange. Now this is a mess up here, man. Thick boy. Trying a different method this time with it. This is a mess up here. Trying a different method this time with it. That worked kind of good. Okay. Big boy, we can't mess this guy up. So there is that. That worked kind of good. Big boy, we can't mess this guy up. Let's see if we turn him around. There is that. You have extra pads. So it comes with quite a bit, man, and like, so it doesn't have to be perfect. That's a good thing. I'm just gonna fill this in right here, this portion. Just over here, just like so I can take like a small piece, right, and just put it right in there, and then it's good. So I'd be able to just cut down on it. But they do give you plenty of pads whenever you do it. EK is really good about giving you extra pads, so kind of nice. And then I can put this guy. Kind of like building a puzzle, man. Right there. Because you don't get like a fresh pad for each run, and so you got to piece them together anyways. And so that's what that pad's gonna look like. That's how it's gonna live. Be able to just put down on it. But they do give you plenty of pads whenever you do it. EK is really good about giving you extra pads, so kind of nice. And then I can put this guy. Kind of like building a puzzle, man. Right there. I think we did this guy this way. So you got to piece them together anyways. So he's gonna go. That's what that pad's gonna look like. That's how it's gonna live. I'll try to just run it straight down here. And kind of give me a reference point, right? I think we did this guy this way. He's gonna go. Try to just run it straight down here. And kind of give me a reference point, right? But yeah, So that's good enough for government work. So we'd be able to attach this, in theory. Where's my X-Acto knife? Now, doing it without an X-Acto knife is pretty tough. I've been wanting to get my backplate painted on my 3090, but never really taken apart a car before. There is thermal pads under a 4090 on the backside. I'm not pretty sure. I know for a fact because this one over here is a 3090 water cooled. It's the FE edition. Some actual manufacturers were sending out additional pads to people so they could repad their stuff because they were having issues with heat. So maybe speaking to your manufacturer and saying, hey, I've been having some issues with the heat, you know, little white lie. And they'll send you additional pads, that way you can take it off, and then they know you're taking it off. So it's no surprise that it's been taken off. Some actual manufacturers were sending out additional pads to people so they could repad their stuff because they were having issues with heat. So maybe speaking to your manufacturer and saying, hey, I've been having some issues with the heat, you know, little white lie. And they'll send you additional pads, that way you can take it off, and then they know you're taking it off. So it's no surprise that it's been taken off. Oh shit, we're not done. Just have to do this guy. That's small. Where's Fat Boy? That's smaller. That's tiny. Fat Boy's right here, so we'll just make this work. Oh shit, we're not done. Just have to do this guy. Where's Fat Boy? Smaller. And if you get like another thing to think about too is if you get like a Corsair water block, all the shit's already done for you. Like you don't have to put thermal pads on. They put thermal pads everywhere you're gonna need them. You literally take the block, wham bam, thank you ma'am, and you throw it on. So there's that to think about as well. And then all this is just fitting it in a little square here. If you get like another thing to think about too is if you get like a Corsair water block, all the shit's already done for you. Like you don't have to put thermal pads on. They put thermal pads everywhere you're gonna need them. You literally take the block, wham bam, thank you ma'am, and you throw it on. So there's that to think about as well. And then all this is just fitting it in a little square here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and take the blue cover off of this one, because once I make it that small, it's gonna be hell to get it off if I wanted to. So just kind of squeeze him down in there. Run along the outside. And he squeezes in. And the excess comes off. Try and take the blue cover off of this one, because once I make it that small, it's gonna be hell to get it off if I wanted to. So kind of squeeze him down in there. Run along the outside. And he squeezes in. Excess comes off. Oh, you see down here, there's still a little. So this is ready to go on. We're gonna have to clean it up, but other than that, yeah, you see down here, there's still a little Man, I hate how they have this set up, though. I'm being 100% honest. This is ready to go on. Because, well, we can do it like this. We'll just set it off the side of the box. We have to clean it up. That way you have room. All right. Now, what's frustrating about this one is, on this back plate, there's little rubber stops. We call them standoffs. And they're not really, I mean, they're there to stand off, I guess, but they're just kind of a nuisance right now for me. Because then my screws don't want to stay in, but you got to have them in. Now, what's frustrating about this one is, have a white build except for the card. Well, why don't you get a, because they make custom back plates for cards. Power plug. Over here it is. They make custom back plates for cards, so. Because then my screws don't want to stay in, but you got to have them in. Have you looked at getting one for your card? Like just a custom back plate. And you lay it on top. You can lay it on top of the card. For cards. Power plug. Over here it is. They make custom back plates for cards, so. Have you looked at getting one for your card? And back here we're going tight, but not too tight. And you lay it on top. You can lay it on top of the card. Yeah, but if you have fear of taking it off, taking the card apart, right? That's a good option. See what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to this camera. And then we'll show you guys what it looks like. 4090 water bottle. Oh, well, minus extra pad there. Now, look at that. There's no external pads on it, by the way. Yeah, but if you have fear, I think it looks good. You can see the thermal pads in here. You can see down in there the thermal pads. I'm not a huge fan of the way that looks, but that's okay. That's what they called for, so that's what they got. I wish they would have given me, that looks kind of goofy AF if you ask me. I wish they would have given me a single slot thing, but they didn't. I can't modify this because, yeah, it's still long as shit, dude. But compared, you see down in there the thermal pants, I'm not a huge fan of the way that looks, but that's okay. That's what they called for, so that's what they got. I wish they would have. Compared to that looks kind of goofy. You can't really tell. It's not as long. Here, we'll go top down. I'll show you what it looks like on top stacked. But they didn't. I can't modify this because it's still long as shit, dude. Well, it's still pretty close to the same size. But hopefully, oh, I didn't even think of that. Let's see if it fits. Compared to that, you can't really tell. It's not as long. Here, we'll go top down. I'll show you what it looks like on top stack. Oh, it's going to be like a glove, man. It's going to be absolutely perfect. I do need to clean it up. I've got some fingerprint smudges all over it and stuff. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Let's see if it fits. But it's going to look good. It's going to look good. But yeah, we are 90% done. We have to do the tubing still. We've got the 40. This is what the 4090 cooler was. Look how chunky that is, dude. The only reason I got this one was at MSRP and it was available, so I grabbed it. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. But the cooler itself's heavy, man. I mean, it is heavy. So I'm interested to see what the difference is. Oh, here we gotta. We also have 2 plugs, so we gotta put those in to make sure we don't lose those. The only reason I got this one was at MSRP and it was available, so I grabbed it. Of course, it's not their final home. Where I'm putting them at, I'm just putting them in there for now to where we don't lose it.
I mean, it is heavy.
Looks like it comes with, oh man.
I'm interested.
Yeah, look at this.
Differences.
Yeah, I could kind of
We also have 2 plugs.
give you guys an idea. So these are how small the stops are on the back. They call them their standoffs. They literally just like go on top of the screw.
Of course, not their final home.
And then like in EKWB, God, look at all the pads.
We don't lose it.
Well, we'll probably order more pads
Like comes with
just to have them in case we want to redo it, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not crazy about those thermal pads sticking out.
give you guys an idea.
But I got to see what it looks like with fluid in it and everything else, and yada yada. Is it going to look bad?
We call them
Or not?
their standoffs.
These are the factory ones that came out of the MSI guy.
Look at all this.
I do believe we got to clean this up though. Look at all this crap. That's another bad thing about water cooling is
In case we want to
you end up
I'm not like
with a bunch of junk everywhere, man.
I got to see what it looks like with fluid in it and everything else.
And these come out of those. So this is the only thing that wasn't reused, and so or wasn't used. So we're gonna we can save those two guys. These guys are a wash.
We got to clean this up. Look
This
at all
guy,
crap.
it's a medium thick. Keep him.
You end up
Trash.
with a bunch of junk everywhere.
Yeah, dude. Now I'm gonna have these white marks all over my
These come out of those. So this is the only
mouse pad. It's okay. We're planning on doing a complete setup redo in here. We're gonna keep the same desk for this setup.
Save those 2 guys.
We're looking at getting rid of the other desk behind me, which currently has the 3070 Ti build on it. We'll probably end up selling that one and moving to putting a TV back there so I can watch my football in here on a TV, because I'm watching it right now because my wife likes to watch TV, right? So every time football game's on, she's always watching something, so I have to, well, I don't have to, but I come in here. We got more TVs. All right, disclaimer. We have more TVs in the house, okay? We have more TVs in the house, but I'm really comfortable in my game room. I really like it in here. I wish it was big enough to where I could do the desk. Maybe I'll do the desk over here. I don't know. To where I can put a little couch in here or something, where I have like a complete man cave. I got a mini fridge for my birthday. Thick. Yeah, it was super thick, dude. I got a mini fridge for my birthday. Still haven't put it in because I'm going to be redoing the room. I did scope out a 55-incher, and I might actually run a wire to hook it up to the computer as well. That way I could have, well, the ability to shoot something up there, but it'd be behind me, so I don't know if that's something that I'll do or not, but I could possibly do it. But that would involve me running an HDMI over the, like through the wall back over to here, because I don't want wires visible.
And I might actually run a wire to hook it up to the computer as well. That way I could have, well,
Oh, I guess I should have went to the next step.
something up there, but it'd be
Hopefully I didn't miss nothing.
so
Attach the back plate,
know if that's something that I'll do or not.
inserting the graphics card on the chassis,
But it could possibly do.
tubing, fitting, RGB header, warranty, support. Okay, so we did it. We're done.
Back over to here.
That is officially, let's move this camera back. What's up, dude?
No, I guess I should have went to the next step. I didn't miss nothing. Attach the back plate. Inserting the graphics card on the chassis. Tubing, fitting, RGB header, warranty,
Oh,
support. Okay,
my crotch. Oh well.
that is officially, let's move this camera back.
Did you see like the, oh god, dude, this so far down. There we are. And then you need to come over just a hair. Okay. Then we need to adjust our monitor. Yada yada yada. Dude, mine has been a work in progress since I bought the house in 2019.
Did you see like
I've had
so far down?
let's see, regular sit-to-stand desk, L-shaped sit-to-stand desk. Now I've got the countertop on, no, not countertop, but the butcher block on top of, well, I guess it's a butcher block countertop, but on top of the what are those, Alex drawers. Behind me I've got a 6-foot on the Alex drawers. That's the new build behind me as well. I'm coming to Texas in May to scope out the area, see if I want to buy a house there. Awesome, man. What part, do you know?
Regular sits a stand down.
Are you a city guy, or are you more like, I want some privacy out in the country kind of guy?
Countertop on, no, not countertop, but the butcher block on top of, I guess it's a butcher block countertop, but on top of what are those, Alex drawers?
Texas isn't a bad spot, man. Just know that the property taxes are high. A lot of people don't talk about that, but the property taxes are pretty high here in Texas. But there's no income tax as far as state, so that's good. So, like, federal gets their money still, but that's it. That is it. After federal gets theirs, it's game over. And Social Security and Medicare and all those old people. No, I'm kidding. I'll have that one day, hopefully. Cross my fingers. We'll have that one day for myself, so I don't mind paying into that stuff. Now, if I turn 60 and they're like, hey, by the way, Social Security's drained and Medicare's done, you know, then I'll be upset because I've paid into it since I was 16 years old. I have been paying into that stuff for a very long time. Longer than my son's, well, of course, longer than my son's been alive, but longer than a lot of things. And it wasn't optional. It wasn't like, hey, man, you can opt out of this if you want. The only way it's optional is if you're railroad and they give you a separate retirement that you have to pay into instead of the regular stuff. So they still take money. My idea is I retire at 60. I have enough money set aside, ideally. Property taxes more than Jersey? No, I doubt it, dude. Yeah, like, so I'll be upfront and honest with you, dude. I have a house. It's 2,100 square feet. It's a brand new build. We were the first ones to buy it and live in it. It was 300 grand, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, nice size yard, and now property taxes vary, right? I live in a high property tax area, and I pay $5,500 a year, which is high, but nothing. I don't know, because I'm not paying state tax. It kind of balances out. We were the first ones to buy it and live in it. It was 300 grand, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, nice size yard, and property taxes vary. So you just have to look up what area and everything. Dude, my room is a mess behind me, dude. I've been unboxing shit left and right. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. And then I bought the SteelSeries. I bought this headset. Right? I used it for maybe 20 minutes, dude. It was absolutely miserable. But like I said, the property taxes all depend on where you live, man. I mean, there's higher spots in Texas, and there's lower spots in Texas. Like, just down the road from me, I think it's like $3,000 an acre you pay, and you don't pay any property tax. You pay just county tax on the land. So it's weird, dude. Yeah, 5.5K, and that's for a $310,000 house, and then it's evaluated at, I don't know, I think like 360. Like I said, the property taxes all depend on where you live, man. I mean, there's higher spots in Texas. And see, my house in Albuquerque is valued at like 300, and I pay 4,200, but they have state tax and everything, which is way over that. So there's give and take on both sides, man. Really. Dude, Ken, we've got it water blocked. I can't, but we got it water blocked. Let me change mics real quick. See, my house in Albuquerque is valued at like 300, and I pay 4,200, but they have state tax. There we go. Which is way over that. So, and it wasn't, honestly, man, like the comfort level wasn't what did me in on it. It wasn't. It was the quality. The quality of the sound, man. I mean, I've still got the Arctis Pro wirelesses that I use, and they have, I mean, I don't know what happened with that headset, but it just does not seem like it was well thought out. You know what I mean? There we go. Oh, hold on. We've got... Honestly, man, like... There we go. All right, sorry. I was double playing because I've got my chat up, and got to have my stream up to have my chat up, and yada, 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 yada. But, Yeah, dude. It's nuts. It's nuts. You spend almost $400 on a headset, and it's like crackle pop, crackle pop, and everybody's like, "Hey man, get the Wickeds." I got them. I got the Wicked headset things, ear pads. They're comfortable. All right, the headset is it's a little better, but I still wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I got big ears, dude, but that wasn't that comfortable on my ear, you know. And then the crackle and pop and shit was just that's what did me in. Now I did add a new piece to my audio setup to where I can eliminate some noise. I haven't tried them with that yet, but for $400, I don't think you should have to put a noise filter in between them. Honestly, I mean, for that kind of money, they should have some kind of noise filter built in my opinion. Then I got the new keyboard. It's all right. Got the new mouse, super light. It's all right. I mean, nothing like groundbreaking. Like, dude, if you don't have this, bro, you don't know what you're. Oh shit. Oh, did I break it? Nope, still works. But see, that's weird. Whenever I plug that in, I started getting a little weird sound in there, but I think I'm gonna play some Counter-Strike. I'm gonna have to end stream and then restart stream because I don't want it to interfere with my water block build. Yeah, I think we're gonna play some Counter-Strike. Let's get the game mode on. And I'll be right back.